Hello, dreamers and thinkers, and welcome back to another episode of Undone. If you can hear my whole nasal voice situation, I think my body just doesn't agree with Perth, to be completely honest. I do not know what is going on. But yeah, this is what we got. This is what we're going with. I'd also like to take this time to apologize to the people who asked me where last week's episode was. I definitely overestimated what I would be capable of achieving throughout the festive season. So just to let you all know, moving forward, episodes will be every 2 weeks until February or March of 2024, where I hope to go weekly. Yeah. On today's episode, we have the second half of my interview with Fatu Sillah. If you have not listened to part one, I would highly recommend you pause this and go and catch up on part one. It is titled, I Want to Be My Safe Space. I am obsessed with this girl. I am obsessed with her resilience and tenacity and just all-round zeal for life. I think anyone who listened to that first episode can really attest to the fact that that's just what comes through and radiates through that interview. I think she has such an amazing and inspiring story. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go listen to that one before you listen to this one. Also, that is where you'll find all of our juicy, unpopular opinions and where I introduce the amazing work and stuff that this lady does. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Do you find safety in chaos? Ooh, that's not what I was going to say, but is that what you identify with?
Yes. Honestly, that's what I identify. Yes. Honestly, that's what I identify. I think having having the 3 jobs or multiple job in general was for me running away from myself. Not being able to be present with myself or to think, because if I'm on the move, it means that I'm not thinking. And then obviously as of September, I had 1 job, and you asking if that's been hard? It has been hard the first 2 weeks.
That's how you preempted my question. Yes, I am asking that it's been hard.
Yes, it has been fucking difficult because, someone who's running away from themselves finally found time to sit with themselves and then just to soak in everything. My whole life has been a chaos, which I've been telling everyone. And then now not having a chaos, it feels abnormal. Some days I find myself really crying and then feeling like I'm going to lose everything, or I'm not busy, or, things going to go out of, things just going to go out of control. But it's just, I was just chasing crowd and chaos, and that's literally my life from the moment that I was born till just this year. That's literally what my life has been. And then now having 1 job, I have realized that that was not normal. Normal is just being still and then having time for yourself and doing things that you love.
Yeah.
And then being surrounded by so much positive energy. And then also things will work out. With 1 income, I'm still okay. I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
I'm loving life. And the fact that I'm just teaching myself to be okay, to just be content. It's such a lot of work,
Yeah.
But some days I'm I'm gonna apply for second job, but some days I'm no, you don't need to apply second job. The only reason you want a second job is just to occupy your time that you spend with yourself,
Yeah.
I'm taking it slow by slow. I haven't applied for second job yet.
Proud of you.
I'm proud of myself.
She said an achievement is that I haven't applied for a second job. But I feel like for some people maybe looking on the outside, all that you have and have accomplished, they would kind of put that and see that and not see the other side of it, which is the fact that
in as much as you were working hard to accomplish those things, you also were running from being able to sit and be present with you. Um, is that a lesson that you learned in therapy, or has that just been part of the journey where you
To be
realized that?
still.
Yeah.
I think my therapist really doesn't do much because she keeps telling me, you need to do this. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't think I can do that. It's not in me. But it's just.
Not you not being a compliant
I
patient.
am.
She said, I don't, I hear you, but I'm not doing it.
She knows. She knows. But I think it's just myself because I just feel like when it comes to sustainability, three income is not. Three jobs is not a long term thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day I have to sit there by myself and just fucking leave all these demons that I have in me that I'm running away from.
Yeah.
So it's either start that now, or I just carry on with my life and then have kids and then put that on them.
Yeah.
So I just decided now is the time to just still wake up late, go to gym. If my thoughts come, acknowledge them, they're there. It took me so long actually to even acknowledge that I am lonely.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know. And then it's funny because I tell my friends that I die. It's like, but you have so much love. I'm like, yeah, but you guys can't fill that void that's in me.
Yeah.
You know. So it has nothing to do with them, but it's just me personally going through the fatigue, not feeling love when I was young, not feeling love when I was even born. You know. So I think it's just learning to be present, to still, to acknowledge my feelings, understand my feelings, validate myself if I need to, and then throughout the years that have made me very content as well. And then some days I am very content and happy, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world because I have done so much for myself and have achieved so much goal that I put myself into. And for the first time in a long time, I'm like, I have no fucking goal. And I'm okay with that. And I said that to myself when I was driving. I'm like, I don't want to have a goal for the next 2 years. I just really just want to live my life and just be present.
Yeah.
Be part of something that, and then not be like hustling. Because I have done that now. Now I can just enjoy what I need to enjoy. And then just heal at the same time. Healing is a process. And I get triggered every day. Like I work enough with people. So that's just normal.
Yeah. You work with people, you live near people, you live in a world with other people.
Yeah.
There's triggers everywhere.
Yeah. But some days, I just have to pinch myself and be like, you're so, like, you should be so happy. Like, the other day I was reflecting as well. This come from reflection. Where at the gym, after the gym, I was sitting with these people. They're like, oh, they were talking over and trying to know my story. And then sometimes I humble myself so much because I'm just like, oh, it's nothing. And then they're like, oh, they say a word. It's like, oh, you moved to Melbourne. I'm like, yeah. How was renting? I'm like, oh, no, I didn't rent. I just bought my apartment. Well, you know what I mean? And they're like, did you buy your property? I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, what do you do? So the curiosity of what do you do, and then you tell them what you do. And they're like, you're empowering. And then I'm just like, oh, it's just nothing.
I tell you this all the time, y'all. This girl so you in Sydney, you had your apartment.
Yes, I have my apartment there,
and
which
you're
I rented.
renting. Yep. And then she was like, yeah, I'm moving to Melbourne. No. When you told me you were moving to Melbourne, it was, oh my God, I bought this apartment. They started building it. I think I'm going to move to Melbourne. And I was like, huh?
That was the conversation I had with everyone.
That was the conversation. I was like, what? But also so inspiring. And it's like, did you ever see this life for yourself outside of like the materialistic things, but also just the way you have actually been quite intentional about surrounding yourself with good, positive people who love you, and also like creating space, even though it's been difficult, creating space for those experiences that you do want to have. Was there ever at any point that you saw your life looking like this? Like as part of your hustling, did you say, I'm working hard to get to here?
Yes. I envision everything for myself. I always envision. Envision sometimes is a reality that I chase for. It's funny, even the moment I say I'm moving, I already started envisioning how my space is going to look like and how my life will look like, which will be including like going to the market, coming home.
Oh my God, you've been to them. I have lived here how long, and I still have. I don't think I've been to like any of the markets properly.
Yeah.
And you've been there like every weekend, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I love this. I'm inspired.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, literally, I envision my life to be soft. I've been craving for softness for a while, and when I was in Sydney, I think it's something that I really wanted to do, but Sydney life was not giving me. And again, I was in Sydney doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and I didn't see my life going anywhere, and I was not getting inspired. I was too comfortable. I was too tired, and I just felt like shaking myself a little bit would give me some bit of a motivation to just learn a new skill, navigate different city in my own term. Coming to Sydney was decision made by family member, like, you know, that humanitarian visa. But moving to Melbourne is made by me, you know. So it makes the whole thing different, you know. It's my choice, my direction, and anything that I decide to do, it's my choice. So yeah, this Melbourne home was definitely envisioned, and I still have the vision in my head, and the fact that I'm like every day I can see that my true vision is actually a reality. It's bizarre because I'm just like, wow, I envisioned this last year, but I didn't think it was going to become a reality, and then now it is a reality. I'm so content and I'm so happy, like walking into that house, seeing the sun come through, like, you know.
And it has so much beautiful natural lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just my favorite. Honestly, it's one of my favorite apartment ever. Yeah, and I wouldn't I just love it. It's just me, and I can't wait to see myself grow. And I think I always vision myself growing in a space, and and then that also comes with the things that I touch, the things that I put in that space, and then how they all have different impact on me. And so I look forward to doing all that as well. You know? Yeah.
I will. I say these will be my last couple questions, but we'll see.
That's okay. We have all day.
What is your journey with womanhood and sexuality look like, in light of like the experiences that you've had with FGM and the sexual assault? Like, how has that? I guess that journey of like self-discovery of who you are as a woman and your own like body and sexuality.
I think I am very content now with myself and my sexuality. Fuck, I can't far, mate. I remember, like, you know, again, this come from the assault, the R word, all that. So now, like, I went from wearing 2 bras to cover up my nipples to barely wearing bra. So,
I love that, yes.
So it's just like, you know, when they say your nipples are like you're asking for it or you're honey, my nipples are naturally hard. Like,
can we appreciate Skims? Have you seen the new bras that's crazy.
She could just pay me and my nipples just be like a part of that. Like, you don't need anything. Like, pay me, mate. But those are simple example. And I have a tattoo, but and then this tattoo is literally a representation of me taking back that sexuality, me taking power back for the FGM, for people that made me feel like I shouldn't like what I like, or I shouldn't embrace my own body, or my body is, you know, like, you know, it's certain way and I'm asking for it, or all that stuff like that, you know. But now I am so confident in my sexuality. It's just like, yeah, I can walk out with just like a singlet and my nipples sticking up and my chest is up and my muscles are up, you know. It's like, and also I'm going to the gym now.
I was gonna ask you, it's been like what, 2 years now of you being like on that like gym journey? Well, CrossFit.
Yeah, CrossFit and running.
How has that like played into that as well?
So coming from like being very feminine and embracing that femininity, I don't know how you say it, is it? To growing muscles and also becoming people's exotic fantasy, if that makes sense.
Okay, this is like a pet peeve of mine because I hate that particularly for Black women, but like women in general, that like muscles are not associated with femininity.
Correct.
Like it's just not a thing. Like women won't want to do certain exercises or work out too much because then they're like, I'll get too many muscles and then I'll look manly. And I'm
I
like,
believe that because I went through a time where I'm African. Being strong is just in my gene. When strong white, when I mean muscles.
literally, your muscles will pop.
Yeah,
regardless.
Like regardless. So when I started F45 before moving to CrossFit, I already started getting muscle. I feel like there was time where I got men be like, you have too much muscle. You shouldn't be doing that. And I fed into that. There was time that I used to skip weight days because I wanted to do cardio.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, because there's such a like emphasis on like women being lean versus being strong.
Correct. So that happened, and then every day I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, and also this come from people around me, women and some men who are like, you're looking so good, keep it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I learn eventually to be like, wow. And I look in the mirror, and then I think it all happened when I shaved my hair, because I'm like, I'm no longer society's standard of beauty.
Shaving your hair is so liberating. Like, I genuinely recommend it for
Right.
everyone. I'm like, because you really don't care. At that point, like
I'm naked.
you're like, I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care. Like, being beautiful is, oh my God, this is a quote that's like, being beautiful is not the rent that women pay to live in this world.
Literally.
And when you shave your head, it's like, now that, it's not that I'm not beautiful, but now that I don't fit into your definition or your box of beautiful, I am like released of whatever like expectations and whatever else that you have placed on me.
Yeah.
Because you're going to look at me and automatically be like, oh, she doesn't fit what society's standard of beauty is, and kind of let it be. And I get to just walk through the world and
oh my God,
exist and
do
be.
you know how amazing it is for me to walk into places? And the first time I go places, I always go with my bobbed hair, because I'm just like, I love myself. And then every single time this happened, a lot of jobs, like obviously the recently jobs, I walk in there, this girl was like the other day, it's like, I just love your confident when you walk into the restroom with your head, everything. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, not that I'm looking for people's compliment or anything, but it's just, this is me.
Yeah.
I'm embracing myself, and I got my muscles, and I'm like, I'm feminine, I'm masculine, and I'm bold.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm not your
I'm everything.
Yeah.
I'm me.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I'm sexy. So it's
Period.
all that together. Yeah. I just really love my body, and I love myself, and I love who I am in my own body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. Okay, second last question. What would you say is different about you now versus you 10 years ago?
I think I'm more still. I'm more present. Compared to what I was before. I was like, I feel I have a soul, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was growing up, I was dead, but I still was living, if that makes sense. And I still have hard time connecting with my young self. I cannot look at I have a young picture of myself.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Because you just see all the pain and darkness?
Yeah, I see so much darkness, and I look that girl in the eyes. There's nothing there. She was just existing.
Yeah.
And then now I look myself. I look myself in the mirror now. I'm like, wow, you have come far. The fact that you're in touch is amazing. And you're living according to your standard, not any other person. No one's causing you suffering anymore.
Yeah.
You're free.
Yeah.
And my young self, the old self of me, it wasn't free. It was just, I feel bad for my young person. And I hope one day I can heal enough to be like, I love you, and we made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I haven't gotten to that point yet, because I just really feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
And I wish that she was loved.
And what she didn't have, I think that's a really big one. And I hate therapy for bringing it up, but for like, being able to exist with like your younger version and like give her a seat at the table of who you are now, and to show her love and like acknowledge her instead of like shoving her in a box and being like, I don't want to have to deal with you.
I don't have any young childhood photos.
Oh, you don't have any intentionally, or just because there aren't really?
There just any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I always like to finish with this one. What is one thing you wish everyone knew?
That sometimes what you're seeking for is literally within yourself.
Oh.
And then you can give yourself everything that you want. And don't depend that on someone else, because people are going to disappoint you, people are going to betray you, but you will never betray yourself.
Yeah.
You're always going to be accountable to yourself, and take responsibility and give yourself what you need to give yourself. I think I learned this ages ago that people always say that my first time spending a lot of money was buying myself in the worst time of my life, buying myself something that gave me peace. And it was from that moment that I told myself, like, I will never depend my happiness on someone. I will never make someone make me feel the way I feel or felt. And I'm gonna navigate this world on my own turn and make myself happy and give myself everything that I want. If I want it, I'll work for it and get it, and I'll live within my means. And do what's best for me and live to my own standard and forgive myself as I go, and hold myself accountable. But long story short, it's you who's going to give yourself the love, and that comes from also you being able to accept yourself for who you are, your own present. Don't let people, how do you say it, like, don't base your happiness on people, if that makes sense. Like, learn to be content in your own little room or your house. Enjoy that moment, and just find a way to just give yourself all the love in the world. I think there's a quote that I always read. It's like, if someone else come into your life, like right now, for me, I love myself. If he exit tomorrow, that's okay.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna left me with empty heart, because I already love myself and I have been living by myself for so long, and I'm okay continuing doing that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. Thank you for coming and sharing your story. I am so honored. It's such a beautiful story. Oh, yeah. I hope people are inspired. I hope people have learned something. And I hope people have seen a different perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Thank you for having me. Hopefully I can inspire people, and learn to love yourself.
Period.
Work hard for everything that you want. Be a hustler.
Did you say be a housewife?
No, hustler.
Oh, a hustler. I was like, how did we?
No. Don't be a housewife. Please don't.
Hustler's the one. Absolutely.
Yeah, hustler is the one.
Alrighty. That's us. We're